Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Space Innovation Talk. I'm your host, Bill Wolf, the president and founder of the Space Force Association, and I'm honored today to have Ms. Katherine Hayes, the program manager for the U.S. Space Force's University Partnership Program. Ms. Hayes, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Bill, for having us.
You bet. And before we get started, it's always important, I think, for our audience to understand your background and what makes you the right person for this job to lead this program. So if you could just provide a little bit about your background before we get started.
Yeah, absolutely. So I joined the Air Force as a civilian in 2020 as a member of the Presidential Management Fellowship Program, and did 2 years with Air Force, and then came over to Space Force at the end of my fellowship. And I like this program, and I think I'm the right person for this program because I came through, a university program and a fellowship and internship program, and I started my career young with Air Force and Space Force, and I know what it takes to build a pipeline for young talent and for new talent, and to bring in the right type of people.
That's great. Thank you. And for the audience who may not understand what the University Partnership Program is, can you provide a brief overview of the expectations and really what it was designed to set out to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So the University Partnership Program, UPP, was started back in 2021 by headquarters U.S. Space Force to build a pipeline of talent for Space Force. So the main goal is to recruit and educate and develop the diverse and competent workforce that is required for Space Force to maintain its advantage in space, for the United States to maintain its advantage in space, and also to help us engage in a world-class research and technology base through universities, to work on key areas of research per the Chief of Space Operations priorities. So we do this in a couple of different ways. So we work with universities to establish opportunities for advanced academic degrees and workforce leadership development. We're looking for areas where we can pursue research areas of mutual interest with these universities, individually and collectively. We're looking for areas where we can engage with students through scholarships, internships, mentorship, fellowship opportunities, both for civilian students and for ROTC students, to build that pipeline of talent, both for active duty members and for civilians. And additionally, we're also looking to recruit and develop diverse guardians that represent America.
That's a phenomenal objective and what a great program to start to develop out that necessary workforce that we need so desperately. And I'm sure plenty of questions out there, but who's now part of the program? How many universities do you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So we currently have 14 universities in our network. And so I'll just run through the list of them real quick to give everyone listening just an idea of the breadth of universities that we have. So starting in 2021, we signed 11 MOUs with the University of North Dakota, the University of Colorado Boulder, and the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs, the University of Texas at Austin, as well as the University of Texas at El Paso, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Purdue University, Georgia Institute of Technology, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, the University of Southern California, Howard University, Arizona State University, Clemson University, and the University of Puerto Rico at Mayagüez.
Yeah, we just did that story in our last edition of SFA magazine, where we highlighted the partnership with the University of Puerto Rico. Is there an opportunity to partner with other country universities? Is that something that's being looked at?
So right now, we're not partnering with additional universities. We're actually on sort of a strategic pause with adding schools to our network while we sort of work with those we have and engage heavily with those in our network. Given VCSO's guidance, in the future, we may be able to add additional universities. Right now, we're focused on universities in the U.S. But I don't want to say no, but I would kind of say maybe at this point, but I don't want to tie ourselves to that.
You bet. No, I understand that. And how do you determine which universities were to partner with?
Yeah, absolutely. So the universities were determined by our senior leadership in the Space Force, and they really looked at 4 selection criteria. So do the universities offer quality STEM degree and space-related research opportunities? Do they have an existing robust Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps AFROTC program? What is their strength of diversity focus to include minority serving institutions such as historically Black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions? And then are there degrees and programs already in place at these schools designed to support military veterans, their families in pursuing higher education? So taking all of those into account, and then also referring to the AP News and World Report university ranking list, it was looking for the schools that met those criterias and really were willing to engage with the U.S. military.
That makes sense. Now, what are other ways that universities can partner with the Space Force who may not be part of the UPP?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the best ways is to get involved through research opportunities. Now, I'm not a subject matter expert in specific research opportunities. That would be through our Chief Technology and Innovation Office, through the University Consortium. And that's an opportunity to get involved with current areas of research interest for universities across the country. You don't have to be a member of UPP to submit a proposal, for example. So that's a really great way to get involved outside of UPP.
And is there a website that you would recommend folks go to learn more about those opportunities?
So right now, there is not a website in place, but we are hoping to have one in the future. We can provide contact information for myself for the UPP program as well as the consortium program upon request.
Okay, great. And with your permission, and I don't want to put your email out there, but if folks are interested, please don't hesitate to contact me at support@ussfa.org. And we'll put you in contact with the right office if you're so inclined to help the Space Force out with these important objectives that the UPP has identified. And so what are some of the expectations of the program?
Yeah, so what we're really looking for is engagement. So we're looking at, how can we work alongside our research partners, our university consortium and the CTIO office to engage our universities in research opportunities. The big thing is, how can we engage with students and, create this pipeline of talent, whether that's through an active duty pipeline through the ROTC programs or a civilian pipeline through internship programs such as Palace Acquire or Copper Cap for recent graduates, and the Premier College Internship Program for students between their junior and senior years, and really building that interest in the space industry and in Air Force and Space Force. So we're looking at that, and then, how can we work with the universities from a workforce development standpoint of, getting our guardians the education that they need to be successful in their jobs. So we're looking at, programs and offerings and through the university to give our active duty guardian and civilian guardians the opportunity to develop their skills through an advanced academic degree or certificate program moving forward. So that's some of the ways that we're partnering with these schools right now as we start to really engage and build out this program from the ground up.
Thank you for that. And are there specific engagement strategies that the Space Force is using to engage with these current UPP universities? And can you talk about those?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest ways is we've developed what we call our champion and co-champion program. So this gives the opportunity to a general officer or an SES member, as well as colonels and GS-15s and chief master sergeants, to be able to work with our team and liaise with the university. So each university has a champion and co-champion Space Force member assigned to them. And this is a great way for us to get our boots on the ground at these schools and engage directly with students and faculty and administrators at the school, and look for ways where we can get involved more heavily at the school, or speak directly to students, ROTC cadets or civilian students at recruiting fairs. And so that's one of the great ways that we can, get faces onto campuses and get people interested in Space Force and its mission. So that's something we're really proud of, is that program.
No, that sounds good. And you mentioned the civilian sector and then partnership with industry. We've got a lot of corporate members at SFA that I'm sure would be more than happy to help out with this program. Is there a way for industry to help out with the UPP?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for ways that we can, build our engagement. So if there is industry interest in learning more about UPP and working with these schools and engaging with these schools to get students, interested in space and space industry and Space Force, then absolutely, again, we can provide, contact information for industry partners that are interested in learning a little bit more.
And is there anything else you'd like to add about the UPP program?
Yeah, so just to kind of close it out here, so UPP was, created for an opportunity to build relationships with these schools and across the country, and really inspire guardians and the American public, and opportunities for engagement, and create a pipeline for the best people that our nation has to offer. So, Space Force, to deliver these space capabilities, we really need these gifted guardians with digital and technological fluency. And we really think that the UPP is a great and innovative way for us to meet that need in the future, and really grow our force, and make it the most representative and robust force that it can be, and meet the objectives that it needs to. So we're really proud of it and what it's done so far, and we're really excited to see where it goes in the future.
And if folks wanted to maintain and get updates on where the UPP is going, same thing, just reach out to you and ask those specific questions as more information becomes available and the program continues to progress.
Yes, absolutely. Don't hesitate to reach out to our team for more information. And like I said, we hope to eventually get to a point where we do have an online presence from a website perspective. So more to follow on that, but please feel free to reach out with additional questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hayes, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's a very important program that you're running that takes a lot of your time. So thanks for taking time out of your schedule, talking to the SFA about how you're engaging with universities to ensure we have the workforce of the future that we need to ensure freedom of action in the space domain and to ensure space superiority for the U.S., its allies, and partners. Thanks again for your time today, and we look forward to talking to you in the near future as this program continues to evolve.
Yes, thank you so much, Phil, and thank you for highlighting our program.